Don't touch the buttons.
Okay, got it.
Mute.
Got being live streamed. And I'll record it as well. Okay, I think that's all the tech things out of the way. And I will share screen. Hey, Admit Karen, Tracy. Okay, if anybody wants to in the chat, you know, as you go along, more than happy to answer any questions anybody has in terms of what I'm going through. What am I? God. Well, Robin, good. It's good to see you. Okay, so I'll make a start. Try and get this slideshow working. All right, I think that's everything. Okay, so welcome everybody today on this webinar. As I say, this is one of the, I think I get most value from this. I've been doing a kind of series of webinars, you know, this year, and I think this one actually is the one I'm most excited about in terms of, I think it's the biggest leverage you can get in terms of getting how to pre-sell your coaching services without the need for discovery calls. Basically, how you can pre-sell your coaching and make it so you're actually getting people you want to talk to on the call. I think a lot of people are just getting calls and they're getting calls, and within the first 10 seconds, you know, it's just not the right fit, and you've wasted all that time getting the wrong person. So I hope you get value from this. And also, I'll be announcing kind of the winner of the prize draw. I've been running for like the last 3 weeks, and that'll be announced on the webinar as well. I've got a special offer for people who are on the call as well. So I'll get on with it. So hope everybody can see that. So say any comments, just leave them in the chat. More than happy to kind of you know, talk with people in terms of any comments on what I'm saying. So this is, how many are struggling with this kind of building rapport in Messenger, but find it hard to pivot to a business conversation? You kind of, you know, you're having conversations, but you're kind of getting stuck, and it feels icky when trying to pitch your coaching services. So you're, you know, you feel as if you're at the right point in the conversation, but you want to move it to a business conversation, but feel it's just not right, or maybe even not even get around to it. So, or get regularly ghosted when you try to ask more probing questions. You know, you're just finding out where that person is in their business or what problem they're dealing with. And you know, once you start opening those, you know, it all just goes blank. I've certainly been there in terms of what that. So all you want to do is actually attract people, you know, qualified people who you know you can help that person. So this is sort of a problem I've certainly went through, and I'm sure a lot of people on this call have went through. So how can we solve this? So it's not your fault, actually. You know, many people going out there, and there's a lot of lead gen people tell you, I can get book you know, 100 calls in a week or 100 leads in a week. That's great, you know, but whether they're actually the right leads for your business, actually whether they actually know your business and getting consistent with qualified prospects. They're genuinely excited to know more about your coaching services. So, and then they're just playing the numbers game. You've been told it's a numbers game, book 10 appointments and maybe get one client, become a client. So you're booking all these appointments, and you know, only maybe one converts. You know, that's 10-20%. I think when I first started, it was, you know, much lower than that. But with this, what I'm going to show you, you should be getting much more qualified appointments. So you're currently wasting a lot of time talking to prospects. You have no intention in buying. So how do we solve that? So what can you expect in this webinar? I'll just briefly go through the Facebook ecosystem and attraction marketing in terms of how you get people into your circle, how do you get people exposed to you, and how you can then create and deploy a value video. It's basically a video of your services. It creates immediate authority and trust so that your prospect either buys from you directly in Messenger when they see this video, or you go book a sales call because they're pre-qualified. Therefore, you don't need that filter call of a discovery call. So then how do you track prospects and clients to Messenger? Track prospects to clients. So you're moving people through the customer journey, and you're using this video to pre-qualify in what I call a Messenger CRM, basically a customer relationship management tool that manages this for you, so you never miss a sales opportunity. So that's what we're going to be covering on today. Like, a lot to cover. I hope you get, and also I'll be going through who's won that lucky prize winner as well. So who am I? Just for briefly, anybody new to the call, my name is Michael Scott. Started high ticket sales about 4 years ago. Started affiliate marketing, got some success there, and then pivoted to organic marketing, Facebook, really primarily on Facebook, about a year and a half, probably near 2 years now. And I have my own coaching program, one-to-one and group coaching. So that's basically my story. So Chris, I just want to kind of go through attraction marketing Facebook ecosystem. Okay, so basically I think if you're starting out, you need to go deep with one platform, and Facebook seems although it's like an over 10-year platform now, it's still a very good platform to start as a coach and kind of getting coaching clients. So just, if you look at this graphic on the screen, basically you have both terms of traffic is from your group or your profile. So you're kind of putting in content, you need value for comments, basically giving value, asking people to comment on the post, and then you're moving people maybe through a call to action about something you're giving away, or you're an offer, or workshop, some kind of lead magnet. And then in Messenger, you're having those more intimate conversations in Messenger and booking them on a call. Get a sales call and either following up that person to kind of get them on a call. Most of the time, maybe it takes multiple touch points before you actually get booking a call. And then obviously moving them into the sales process and getting a closed sale. So there's nothing rocket science about any of that. And also to the left, you have a Facebook group. Basically, you want to keep people who maybe not right now and move them over to your Facebook group to nurture those people later on, that they eventually convert and become a closed sale. So that's basically the Facebook ecosystem in terms of your client attraction process. Now, I'm going to show you where you can put a value video, what I call, in terms of how you can get qualified people, actually making sure you're getting onto calls with people who want to know about your services. You're not wasting time with people that just are not the right fit. Okay.
Builds up more reputation from them.
Okay. Anybody?
Is
that you, Shirley? Just anybody who's got asked to unmute in terms of some of
you have that you've completely uploaded.
Hello? Could you, anybody who has got on the background, could you just ask yourself to unmute, please? So attraction marketing. Purpose of attraction marketing is, as I said, is trying to get people to you in terms of that. When you're starting out, maybe it's more outbound. You're actually seeking people because no one knows you. So attraction marketing, over time, you want to be moving to an attraction marketing perspective where people are coming to you. So is where leads and come to you. What you're creating content that kind of people want to know about. They're looking forward to that kind of content, and they're getting raised hands on stuff you're giving out, lead magnets or workshops you're running or events you're running with genuine interest. So that, I just want to bring that is where you should be heading in terms of your business. And how you have an how you start with attract them is basically your profile. If you're starting from scratch, you know, your profile is a good way to start. That's the maximum reach you're going to get organically. It's not your Facebook page, as a lot of people think. It's your profile to start with. So making sure it's as attractive as possible, and having your, you know, I help statement or some kind of marketing message statement, and actually make sure that it's very targeted to that person you want to help. Now, this is, I bring up Chad Sievers quite a lot, because he's probably one of the better, you know, profiles that I have seen over the years. And he's very clear in terms of how he can help. I help corporate women drop dress sizes for good without the dreadful dieting or exercise by using a rejuvenated female body method. So I know who he's helping. I know what the benefit he's going to provide, and he has a particular method around what he does. And then he's giving some curiosity about, hey, he's moving people from that to his group. He's got, so join the community, discover the 5 crucial shifts to make today fully reclaim your mind body. So he is getting people to move to the next step. And he's got some social proof in his intro as well. So that's really, you know, where you need to be, is sort of being very clear about who you're going to help with some signature method that you have. I would, people in the coaching space, there's a lot of people saying a lot of the same things. What's going to differentiate you from everyone else is some kind of signature method or process that you have, in my opinion. Okay, so that's a profile. Now, this could be mirrored in your group as well, in terms of that. You want to be moving from your profile to your group and building up your group as the main engine in terms of building that community of people that are your fans. They want to hear from you. Okay, next is, okay, we got profile sorted out. Content that drives leads and conversations. Now, I'm not going to go into sort of the content. I've touched on that on other webinars, but content maybe is, you know, in terms of Chad, sort of long form, he's calling people out in terms of problem and solution aware content, problems that those women are dealing with, and the solution that he has. And then using kind of questions to engage his audience about different things. You know, what do you think is more challenging, giving them options, and then from that he can start conversations based on that. And then hardest thing about losing weight is, so he's kind of inviting his audience to actually reply to him, and that is getting that conversation started. You cannot make sales without having conversations. So having either content should be driving conversations. Next is pivoting to a business conversation. Now, this is where things, rubber meets the road. Kind of we're having our content. We're putting out, you know, content that kind of is targeted to our you know, potential customer. They're raising their hands, and then, you know, we're moving them into Messenger in having more intimate conversations. And this is where a lot of people mess up. Either they get stuck in the friend zone, or kind of like they're building rapport and whatever, and they feel it hard to actually change to a business conversation, or they pitch too early and say, hey, I've got this offer, I think you're a really good fit. And, you know, there's no rapport build up. There's no, you know, you're like, you're marrying someone on the first date. So there's a balance to be had in terms of you get stuck in the friend zone, or you're pitching too early. As you've probably seen in terms of your DMs, most people are on the pitching too early space, whereby, you know, and most of the time I just ignore them. So what can you do? Not become one of those spam merchants, or you don't want to kind of get so stuck in the friend zone you actually can't move the business, the conversation forward. So let's go through some principles on how to get over that. So messenger mindsets, this is about the messenger psychology. I talk about it quite a lot. Is you don't have to be an expert. You just need to solve people's problems. It's, you know, I kind of get a bit annoyed, kind of people who've, you know, set themselves an expert or kind of all these certificates or kind of that sort of thing. It's not, people are not going to buy you because you have a nice signing certificate. They're going to work with you by the value you bring, and they see you as a problem finder a solution provider, but not a product pusher. You know, no one wants to be sold. People love to buy, but hate to be sold. So they don't want someone just pushing products on them. They want to, you need to demonstrate that you understand them, that you understand the problems, and you have the right solution. Also, selling isn't telling. So people don't want to be handled. So you want, when you're having conversations, don't feel you have to handle people. You know, they have to feel as if they're going down a particular road. People can read that. They're very sensitive to that. They want to feel understood. So be very conscious of it. And also probably the greatest thing that you can do in Messenger is curiosity. It's being curious about your customer, potential customer. I think I can help you, but I'm not sure. You know, that push-pull sort of attitude. And then people will, you know, naturally lean to find what more, you know, that they actually can help, that you can help. So can I ask a few more questions to be sure? So that sort of being curious is a much more amenable way to get starting conversations with potential clients. So that's sort of the Messenger mindset. Now, the whole thing in terms of psychology and how you open conversations, how you nurture conversations, how you pivot to actually a business conversation, finding out where they're at, and actually, hey, I think I can help you, and booking a call. That is what Messenger is about. It is not about selling in Messenger. So next, I'll just go through kind of what the Messenger to sales opportunity is. Basically, it's all about permission based. Don't just spam people and, hey, I've got this. Ask permission. It's such a simple thing, but actually it means you're being respectful of the other person and their time, confirming and asking permission. Use it from a lead magnet. We're going into attraction marketing again. You're using maybe a lead magnet. Hey, I seen you downloaded this. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about where you are in your business or something? You're using a lead magnet. They've actually raised their hand. It's a much easier conversation to start. That's why I like, you know, over time to move to that attraction marketing. Initiating conversation, you know, use their own content, you know, maybe just to reinforce that you actually have taken your time out of your day to actually look at their content, and then, you know, to start that conversation. This is probably one of the least things people do, but it's actually the most impact. If you actually take time to actually look at something they've written, maybe they haven't got any comments at all on it, and then you comment on it, immediately they would have an impact in terms of any conversations you would have. And then extracting problems, challenges. Let them bring up the pain point. You know, you have a conversation, an organic conversation, kind of at some point the conversation will pivot to sort of, you know, to maybe go past a small chat talk to kind of, you know, where are you in your business? And naturally it will evolve. Maybe you need to bring it up in terms of where they are in their journey in terms of that, but it should naturally evolve the conversation, and then let them bring up the pain point. Then, you know, maybe delve deeper, and then, you know, pivot to the call, you know, transition to the call. You know, I think I can help you, but I'm not sure, but I'd love to kind of get you onto a call whereby we explore that further. And it should be as low friction as possible. A short 15-minute pitch-free call. I genuinely want to help you in terms of where you are at the minute with what you said. Most of the time people will say yes. And then confirm the appointment. So you said confirm, hey, maybe usually you can use a booking link like in Calendly, or you can give them two options, a morning and afternoon. Confirm, give them two options, and then book them in. And then this is sort of, if you did 1 to 5, that's great. Now, just to sort of, on this particular presentation, is like send them the value video, just to make sure that you're getting people on the call that are qualified. It's that you've taken time to sort of, hey, I'd love to get on, you know, looking forward to our call. Just before a call, I'm just going to send you a video of kind of a short thing about something I think would help you kind of where you are at the minute. love you to watch it before we get on the call, just to make sure we're actually focused. So you send them a video of your services. Now, short 15-minute, I would say not more than 15 minutes and 10 minutes. And then, they watch it. You don't have to pre-qualify them. They're already watched it. They know about you. They're getting a flavor in terms of who you are, because you've got a video actually speaking to them. You're actually showing you're human, and you're getting on the call with people. Hey, I really love that video. That thing really talked to me where you are at the minute. I'd love to sort of discuss that further. In fact, more if they watch the video, probably already commenting on Messenger about that video of that. And then, you can take that further onto the call itself. So you can actually move from that discovery call, because you don't need a discovery call, because they're really excited about knowing more about that, right to a full-blown sales call. Hey, love that. Let's get on a call, and I can show you exactly how this would work for you. Fine. So that is the value basically of the video, that value video. Next, so this is about the value video. So after sending the booking link, you want to process motivated to know we share enough information to get our prospects identified with the problem. So, this goes back to kind of the problems you're solving. You know what the problems are for everybody. Everybody has multiple problems they're dealing with. Yours is the problem to find the 20% that's going to get the 80%. Focus that one problem that's going to get the maximum leverage for your customer. And we do a short video on that. So we educate them just enough about what our solution's about and why it's important for them to integrate, so they're convinced by our solutions here. You're creating that dissonance in terms of maybe what they're doing now isn't working, but what you have is working, and creating that tension so they want to know more. Just enough information about your product, curious and believe that working together will be a no-brainer. So it's sort of like you're showcasing kind of the best of your services, and they're getting excited about that. Yeah, Robin, they're getting way too about spam and pitch messages. People are just over it. I think it's video is, people use video quite a lot. I'm not saying, but I don't think you maybe use video as much in Messenger as a video DM, basically. Everybody's going back and forward. But if we actually took using a short video to showcase your services and people actually watch it, how transformative would that be in terms of people getting qualified prospects on the calls? Next is, that's how to construct the value video. So how you put this all together. So this will go deeper on my coaching, but basically there's 12 points. So you're trying to make a big promise. So kind of obviously the headline at the start, by the way, this is all done on Google Sheets. This isn't some kind of, I have to have some special software or Canva or any of this. I'll show you exactly. This is just really Google Sheets. You record it, don't have to show your face, just talking directly to the slides. That's all you need to do. So you're making a big promise, sort of what you can help your potential client about, in terms of what is something they're stuck with and how you can help. Avatar call outs, you're calling out something in the industry. They're saying that maybe is wrong, and you have some kind of solution for them. 3 is sort of curiosity. So you're building that curiosity. I think I can help you, but I'm not sure. So you're putting some curiosity within that, so they're tantalized about a solution that you have, and then backing that up with some testimonials, having some people who you have delivered for. And you can demonstrate that your solution works, and then make an early offer. Within 2, you don't be waiting kind of for the full 10 minutes. Make an early offer at about 2-3 minutes in, to sort of, hey, if this resonates with you, drop hashtag, or drop something in the DMs. Happy to kind of get on their call. So making an early offer, how that actually works. Find people do like testimony. Yeah, I think so. Well, Tracy, it all depends. You know, kind of video testimonials or screenshots. I think, you know, people, you know, you have to demonstrate. You know, people are not going to sort of just get onto calls and kind of that. If you can demonstrate you've got the results from your coaching, it's a no-brainer. So yeah, get the testimonials on your video. Yeah, and then, you know, make an early offer. Then develop authority by comparing. This is where you kind of go into your own story. Like I've talked about stories, and kind of your own story is quite powerful. You know, how did you come to the realization of where you are at the minute? You know, I was here, but now I'm here in terms of this is what I discovered. This is why it's important. This is what helped me in terms of the story. And then 7 is that unique mechanism again that we talked about back when we were looking at Chad's profile, is that unique mechanism that you have, that IP or intellectual property that's kind of surrounding your services. And you're certain why should someone use your, and you've got this mechanism that, you know, sets you apart. Then contrast, you know, you want to create that tension within as well. Contrast the new way, kind of what you're doing versus the, you know, what they're doing now. You know, someone, you know, who's struggling in the relationship space in terms of can't move on, maybe to find a new relationship in the new way of actually they've tried different things, but you have a way in terms of getting past their old self to find a new self. So that, you know, they want that sort of creating that tension, that sort of I want to know more about how this works. Then 9 is we're introduce that new way. So we're kind of introducing that way of how it works, and then explaining the process, more detail about it, and recap why. Again, why is this important? Kind of we want to know why it is. Why should I choose you above anyone else? And then kind of repeat the offer in terms of, you know, if this resonates with you, kind of you know, usually it's kind of like, you know, you can either stay where you are, or you can actually do this, which will solve this problem, and then a call to action based on that. So that's, although it seems a lot, it's actually quite, you know, flow in terms of what the video. Say no more than 10 minutes, and once you do it, it's done. You just repeat that. Once you do that, save it in a Google document, have a link, say, hey, I'd love to get on a call. Hey, here is a link. Have a look at this video before we get on to a call. And you just repeat that and use it. It's a repeatable asset. Next. So this is just sort of slides I've been using. You know, this is sort of how, I'm talking about the marketing space now, but this could be anything. So it's, but there's sort of the main headline and the sub headline. So the main headline is specific in terms of getting granular about kind of how you can help people. There's too many kind of fluffy headlines. You want to be specific in terms of how you can help a person. And then the sub headline is the method, you know, the high ticket funnel method at the time. Launching it, you know, basically some kind of headline around your method, whereby the benefit that you can provide because of that. Next is, I'll say avatar call out. You know, what if I told you, so you're calling out something in your industry? Maybe there's something a belief in the industry that you find is not right, and kind of what most people are doing, and you're calling that out. And so that, well, actually this isn't true, and how you're creating curiosity around that. This is curiosity driven. So you're again, building on that curiosity about kind of, you don't need to do X, Y, and Z. You don't need to, you know, on this page, you know, go on multiple platforms, run traffic, kind of that. All you need to do is, you know, is use this particular, this is about this value video, but using a video whereby you can pre-qualify people before they get on a call. And then testimonials, putting testimonials up in terms of kind of people, you know, you've got results for, always kind of proves people kind of, yeah, this actually works. And then develop authority, because that's develop authority is through your own story, kind of bit back, going back in terms of where you were and where you are now. Introduce your unique mechanism. Graphics always help at this point. Yeah, people, they can understand kind of 3-4 steps in terms of where, how, what your method is. And then sort of that contrast new versus old way, contrast what they're doing in terms of it isn't working and kind of why your method is working. So in this is kind of comparing people in the low ticket offer space as opposed to high ticket offer space in terms of, the amount of effort you would need in terms of multiple sales to make a 12K month coaching business, whereby, you only need 3 sales if you had a value-based offer rather than a price-based offer. So this is sort of creating that tension between what they're doing now to what they're doing. Recap why it's important. So that big why, keep it simple. Well, this is kind of simple, no-brainer, kind of focusing on the offer on a simple video, make sales. So you're saying kind of why they should kind of listen to you. Why is this important? And then again, we kind of repeat the offer. You can go and you can actually go ahead and do what you're doing in the minute, or you can, basically do the new thing that you have in terms of why it's important. So preparing your video, again, doesn't need to be fancy. As I say, Google Slides is adequate. All I've shown you at the minute is basically text on a slide, testimonials, maybe some graphics around your process method, and that is it. You maybe kind of go through that. You just do a dry run, see how you come across. Maybe you've put too much in. Most people put too much in, and we have to reduce it. And you reduce it down to sort of, 10 minutes, I think, is a sweet spot. 10 to 15 minutes, but shouldn't be longer than 20 minutes. You're kind of stretching people's attention span more than 20 minutes. And then remove slides, remove any fluff. Think that doesn't sound right, or kind of that doesn't add much value in terms of that. But most of all, make it personal. You're sort of, this is why the video is so powerful, because people have an experience of you. People are getting they're hearing your voice. They're hearing kind of the excitement in terms of how you're going to help that person move from where they are to, to a much more desirable place. Yeah, even putting too much in the slides is important. Yeah. I experienced this, too much information. Yeah. Too much information is people shut down. They just don't, it doesn't resonate. So in this here, you're talking about one idea. You're talking about maybe calling them out on one thing they're struggling with, and your slideshow should be about that. This goes back to kind of your offer, getting clear on your offer, maybe just focusing on one offer to one person. So in that one offer, you're creating this video around that offer, that small piece of the offer that's going to get them that maximum leverage. So make it personal. It's so important. You're actually showcasing your human being, which in these days is so important. I think it's more important than ever. So just to show you kind of the value of this is when I was running it, or kind of that, I had linked up to an analytics. Basically, it does view rates. Basically, people, you put it in and look at the view rate. Now, these are 100% view rates. Like, I don't know anybody gets that type of view rate on a video. If you're looking at a YouTube video, if you're running at that, the usual start is kind of the 30 seconds, and then there's a massive drop off. People kind of just, click through. So this is where kind of, you're creating that curiosity, you're creating that intrigue through that presentation, that actually people are watching the whole thing. How much qualified are those people when they're watching that video through the whole process? Even if they didn't say anything in Messenger, didn't say anything, how qualified would be if you just, outreach that person? Hey, I saw, did you watch the video? Did you get value from it? They've watched the video. So, yeah, getting to the end, and they're obviously intrigued. Yep, that's right, Robert. Sort of, you're getting to the end, and those are qualified people. Those are people you want to have conversations with. Those people you want to be booking calls with and appointments and making offers to. So how does this all work together? Okay, this is sort of, you can create your video, use Loom or any. I think there's lots of software in the market in terms of recording your screen, because that's all you need to do. And then, get a link and just be, using that link every time and you're at a point in a conversation. Hey, love to have and they watch the video. But then how do you manage all of the, different conversations you're having, which can get quite overwhelming? So this is where a CRM management system comes into play, whereby you're actually, using tracking conversations. This is, you're going to be having about where they are in the customer journey. You just nurture, you've started conversation opening, you're nurturing conversations, and, you're pivoting to that proposal, to a call. Then, they booked that call, and then you've maybe sent the video message at that point. And then, they turn up to the call, and then, client, whatever, at the end of the day. So this is sort of CRM messenger management. So I call, basically, it's something that sits on Messenger. You can track prospects with different tags, so they actually know exactly where they are in the customer journey. And then this sits on Messenger, and this translates into a bigger platform where you can see on the right hand side here, it's like a funnel, basically, kind of, nurturing stage, people you're just starting conversations with, and you're kind of taking those people down that funnel to kind of closure and kind of, move on to actually booking calls. So this just sits in, and you're just tagging people, and as you tag, that automatically updates in terms of that graphical representation. And I'll show you later, next slide, about kind of, you can look at people actually on the screen as well. This is sort of a game changer in terms of, you just don't want to be messing around with spreadsheets or anything like that. This sort of sits on it. It's a Google, it's a Chrome extension, and I use it all the time. So this is another element about lead pipeline visualization. So we're looking at the customer journey at the top. Those nurturing, call, proposal made, that conversion asset sent, basically that's the value video. Basically, that's what we're talking about. Then discovery, call, book, discovery, health, sale calls, propose. So you're basically taking people, you would set these up as your pipeline in that CRM, and sort of having those conversations, and then a certain amount of person will, you're proposing calls, a certain amount with that, and then at that point you'd say, you propose a call, and they say, yeah, I'd love to get on the call. Then you send the value video, so you can see exactly here you've sent it, and how that's a new tag. So in that previous screen, we just have a new tag for value video, or in this conversion asset sent, and then the discovery call booked. So if that person has watched that video and they booked a call, you're basically on a sales call. Basically, if someone has watched that video and they're engaged with that in terms of they want to know more about your services, you're just going back and forward in terms of, hey, what are the aspects of that? Let's talk about how I can help you. Let's talk about kind of, we're straight into a sales conversation. That is the power of video in terms of within that customer journey, in terms of moving people, in terms of your a lot of people are not using. They're using maybe at the start of the journey here, having kind of that. They're trying to convert people at the start with a video, in terms of video sales letter. This is more, you built up a rapport, but you just want to get people over the line. You just want to make sure you're actually getting people onto qualified calls. It's nothing worse than sort of getting people on calls and you work within 10 seconds, it's not the right person. You just don't want to waste so much time. I know everybody's time is valuable. We're booking calls with people who are just not qualified. So this is why this is important. So that is the CRM, both from a graphical point of view, and you can get all of this information at the top in terms of what it looks like. So say it's game changer as well, if you're kind of in the space of, managing all of your leads conversations. So far on this webinar, attraction marketing, basically, as I said, getting your assets all aligned to that person you're serving, so it's attractive as possible with your I help statement around a particular unique mechanism method that you have. It creates that curiosity, and through your content that, people want to know more. And so you're moving them from the one-to-many through your content to the one-to-one intimate conversations in Messenger and booking appointments. So Messenger is about booking appointments. So within that, Messenger is deploying that value video. Show you human, showcases you have a solution to a burning problem they're having. You don't have to solve all of their problems on that video. That's for a later discussion. You're there about kind of showcasing in that value video what it would be like in terms of what their life would look like, in terms of getting excited about kind of if they solve this problem. And most importantly, once you get more qualified prospects who are watching your video, you get more qualified clients. You just don't want to be taking anybody into your space. There's nothing worse than an unqualified client. If you're taking, people are excited and have the showing up with the right energy is what you want. People are excited to kind of want that solution you have and excited to know more about kind of how you can serve them. That is people you want. That's the people who are going to be, who want to spend money with you and continue to spend money with you. It's a no-brainer. So any questions on that? Does that all make sense, or if I'm just completely talking rubbish here? I know Rennie knows about this. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, it makes so much sense, but no one's using it. This is a very little used technique. Video direct messaging is not really widely used. When was the last time anybody sent you a targeted video about their services, rather than just, hey, I've got this great thing, kind of, they're just a row of text, kind of, and they're just spamming you in terms of joining their group, or I've got this thing, and you just ignore it. Whereby if you have nurtured someone and then deploy this at a strategic level, at a point in the conversation, hey, I'd love to thank here. I think I can really help you. I've done this video. I think if you watch it, we can go deep on that onto our call. How more valuable is that than sort of just having some spammy text? So everybody going to do a value video then? And this is sort of I'm talking about Messenger here in terms of actually putting that in Messenger at a certain point, because it's more direct. You're having conversations, here it is, and it's a much more direct response. Now you can use this in some other assets. You can use it in a video sales letter. You can put that thing in terms of as a lead magnet or something you're giving away, and maybe you're putting on a thank you page. Hey, here's your thing, love like that. And then once they download it, you get to a thank you page, and then the video is on that thank you page. Hey, before you go, I'd love to this is, what you know, this is something actually you might be interested in terms of kind of, you know, the thing that downloaded is maybe a bit of your services and you're showcasing them in your video. This. Okay, so that is that. So how do you like, you know, basic 3 to 4 clicks. So basically this is set up. Basically, if you don't, you know, create a value video using this process, you can get 3 to 4 clicks per month making with this, because no one is doing it. You know, putting that process I've outlined, and just putting that extra thing of a video in the middle, and it's a repeatable video. You know, once you do it, it's there. You just do a link, and you just kind of copy and paste that link, copy paste with it, and you're just, you know, and it's that qualification. So you're making sure you're getting people who want to know about your services and are more likely to turn into a client. You're not wasting kind of like, you know, 5 hours a day talking to all these people who are not qualified. You maybe get less, you know, less bookings, but maybe qualified bookings with people who actually want to know more. Okay, so let me go through kind of, you know, what you can do in terms of what I can do for you. So what I present here, you can go figure it and do it for yourself, which is great. If you want to take some of the slides, watch this later, all to the better, or I can teach you how to do it. Everything you didn't know, how to craft your own value video, all resources, tools to do everything what we talked about here. In terms of how you can put that within your services to make sure you're getting qualified people on calls. It'll be a game changer for your business. So this is, I'll talk about kind of the price draw after this, but basically this is for what my services is in terms of that person who's going to win my my prize I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. So basically this is what that process of 12 weeks coaching, 60 minutes with me each week, blueprint, access to that a training portal, which all of this in terms of how you construct that value video, alignment workshop, content review, conversations review, all of making sure you're getting quality conversations, lead magnets, appointment funnels. So you're actually booking people with the right people on with the right funnels. And again, that evergreen value video blueprint. So we go deep in terms of what that would look for you in terms of that video, making sure it's targeted to kind of the people you want to serve. And then all of that, I have a dedicated community portal whereby kind of people will be indoctrinated by me and kind of they can get real-time feedback on this, and with an accountability partner. So I've got a built-in people who will be accountable to each other. So that is my coaching in terms of what I'm running at the minute. Basically, it starts next week. And the value video would be part of that. And Rex is on the call now in terms of we'll be building one around his services in terms of kind of to make sure he's getting qualified leads. So this is the prize draw. So before I came on the webinar today, I did a Google random generator. Couldn't think of any better way of doing it. So because there's so many people came in terms of kind of wanted the business coaching. So I was probably going to do a question here, but it's unfair for people who are not going to be here. So I did a random thing. So random came out was number 38, and number 30 is Anne-Marie Svenster from South Africa. Now, anybody, if Anne-Marie, you're watching this or in the replay, congratulations. My team will be reaching out to you to get you onboarded next week. And hopefully we will take your coaching to another level in terms of and incorporating a value video within your services to make sure you're getting those quality leads, clients that everybody wants. So, but this is my thing. But for those here, those not lucky to win, I have a ridiculous offer for you right now. Now, I know there's only a few people on this call, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now all of you seen now, I've been charged multiple, $10,000, $30,000 in terms of my own education. And so industry gurus typically $4,000 for kind of, typical programs of this nature in terms of that whole, client acquisition process. So I'm giving everything you see today, that whole 12 weeks, that are kind of everything for $14.90 AUD. That's less than $1,000 USD or £800 if you're in the UK, or 149 per week. So that's only for 3 people. Okay, any of you on the call or anybody watching this live, DM me, or there's a link right down below here, highticketgroupcoaching.com. Go on there and put in your details, and I'll get you onboarded. So basically that is an offer for you guys today, or just for anybody watching who wants to kind of take advantage of this, both in terms of crafting your value video, but actually the whole process of actually getting clients, getting clear on who you're serving, offer, content, messenger, video in terms of kind of qualifying clients, sales process, clients, 3 to 4 high ticket clients a month, $10,000, $20,000 a month business once we get going. So ridiculous offer, as you can see. But as I say, this is the first time I'm running my group program. Usually I was doing one-to-one, but I've taken everything from one-to-one, put it in a group program. I say a dedicated platform I'm using, and I'll just talk about what that actually is. So free bonus. Now I talked about Messenger and how the grind of Messenger is kind of like, oh God, I have to talk to all these people and how to market. This is the software I'm talking about managing all of those conversations. Now this has been a game changer in my business. It has mean I can manage all of my conversations easily. I know who to focus on. I know how to focus on it, go right to the next step. So it's a no-brainer in terms of that is be free with my coaching, because I'm a partner with this particular company. We'll set you up straight away. We'll get all your tracking done, so you're actually focused on the right people. And also you'll be getting my personal conversation scripts to actually make sure you're opening conversations right, you're pivoting to the call, you're not getting stuck in friend zone, and you're actually booking appointments. So that is the first bonus. Second bonus is link shortener. Now you want to be branding, when we send out links sort of like about different events or the link magnets you're going out, you want to be using, shortening all of the, even Zoom links. You want to be kind of branding them around your services, that maybe around that method that you have. So this is a software that kind of does that for me. I use it all the time in terms of shortening links. Actually, you can create kind of, if you're familiar with Linktree, in terms of this can actually set up that whole Linktree in terms of it as a landing page. So you're actually capturing people's details, which is what you should be doing is building your list. So this is actually capturing all those details on your Facebook profile. So again, it's so much value here in terms of actually you'll be able to do that. All-in-one CRM tool. Basically, as I've said, the whole customer journey in terms of nurturing people through that. This is a game changer. That's, again, building my list, I'm building all lead magnets, websites, everything, all in one place. Everything is managed. I manage my whole business from one platform. So we would set you up in terms of a CRM, where that is all of those leads are nurturing, kind of where they are in the journey. You know exactly from a snapshot about where they are. So this is, again, everything links in terms of, I'm not giving you stuff that is not connected in terms of the ultimate journey of client acquisition. This is managing that whole process for you. So that is CRM, which we will set up. I'll set all the funnels up for you. I've got I'll set up all of the the tracking for you, kind of so you're ready to go straight away. Also, not if that isn't enough in terms of all of that, but all of this, I got everything. I want people to feel connected. You know, community is the most important thing in a very noisy, you know, diverse social media landscape that we're in. And community, and you're part of a community. And I want people who are coming into my space, or I'm kind of, you know, showing up with the energy to be part of that community. So we have a dedicated community platform. It's not a Facebook group or kind of being shelved out to sort of like, you know, a call a week or whatever. This is a community platform whereby you're actually engaged in terms of the different, as you see on the right-hand side here, there'll be, you know, community wins, hangouts, community chat, offer, and then there's different threads whereby you can get actually real-time feedback on your offer, real-time feedback on your content in terms of what does this work? Does this work? Getting feedback from myself, other people in terms of what that sounds right. Messenger conversations in terms of how you're going to pivot to the conversation, business conversations, and booking calls, and then call reviews. How are you getting on calls? You know, recording calls. If you know, it's very important. You actually, you know, we get some feedback in terms of how you're performing on calls, so we can make it better. So you're actually closing more people at the end of the day. And then finally, KPI thread. So all of this, as we've seen, is data driven. You know, we want to get sort of, when I'm looking in terms of how many conversations you have, many calls you started, kind of blah, blah, that would kind of getting, so you're actually seeing where things are breaking down. We're not having enough conversations. We're not making enough not making enough offers. So, right, we need to make more offers to get more sales. So that we're building out a whole KPI thread as well. So we'll have set up, you know, what your revenue targets are, and we'll work down what KPIs you need to meet those revenue targets. So bonus 5 is me. So kind of I'll hold you accountable. I think, you know, if you actually in your own services, accountability is the major thing. You're being you know, people have a habit of, you know, maybe drifting if they're not held accountable. It's like going to a gym. You know, if you just everything kind of left up to you, you maybe would not get the same results if you had a personal trainer keeping accountable, and you're recording your, you know, the you know, the amount of reps and the kind of the progress you're making. So I find being accountable is the best thing. So I'm be held accountable through our time together. Say this is not a cookie cutter program. Everybody's different. Everybody has different services. So you'll be working with me in terms of for the duration. And you know, I'll be showing up my best game every single week to serve you guys. So so last is the speed of results. Just want to put in this as sort of the best part. Design this program easily understood as possible, because I've been in so many programs that kind of bloated. There's too much and people are confused and kind of where do I start, what I do, and they're only getting that group call once a week or whatever. And it's a disaster. I've heard so many horror stories from kind of, you know, a lot of programs that are much more expensive than mine, just are getting no value whatsoever. So this is not one of that. I stop. You know, your success is my success. So it takes way too long to see any results. So I want to get you the results as soon as possible. If we can get a result within the first 2-3 weeks, I want to see that happening. You know, what matters, I'm going to show you to get high-tech coaching clients, and whether you get it in 1 week or 3 months, you look back in 5 years from now, will it really matter? You have a process built in whereby, you know, you're taking it to the next level, and there's several levels. This is kind of the bottom level in some ways, but there's different levels to this in terms of what you can add on to this. Well, as I say, this is not a program for overnight success. It's not for you. People are committed. I want people all in, and then you're all in, I'm all in, and we get those results. So if anybody, that is that in terms of my offer, ridiculous offer for people on this call or anybody watching live. I know Debbie has said there, yeah. Yeah, I'll be in touch, Debbie. Robin, yeah, I'll be in touch with people who put their hand up. I say, I'm only taking sort of 3 people on this particular thing because I've got a very select number of people I'm actually taking in that first cohort because I want to get that. I want to really show up on my best game and kind of make sure that they're actually getting the results. So I'm just going to leave you with this Dale Carnegie quote, which I dug up yesterday and kind of struck me as the most important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when they seem to have no hope at all. And that has been my journey for a lot of time, is the people who, you don't have to be an expert in this game. You just have to stay consistent and just keep on trying, and then it will happen. There's, I know there's a lot of people on this call that have been on the coaching journey for some time, and ups and downs and failures, and it's everybody's been like that. But through those failures will make you more resilient. You actually see the success that you want. So, thank you everyone for attending. Again, any last questions from anybody? Anything I've said about value videos, about program, anything about kind of, that's, I am here to sort of discuss anything with you. Okay, Robin, be in touch. Debbie, be in touch. All right. Okay, but this, I say, everybody's complicated in terms of the whole client acquisition process. I like to keep things simple scales, complex fails. So this is a simple process. One platform, one offer to one person to get, 3 to 4 high ticket clients a month. That's an offer of $3,000. That's life changing for anybody. If you had $3,000 clients, what would that life changing in terms of for yourself and your business? So that's what I'm all about. So thank you, everyone. Hope you got value from this. Hope anybody watching it live got value from this. And I'll be in touch with those people who put their hand up. And I'll say good day, afternoon, good night, Rex. I know you've got an early start. And I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week, Rex. We'll be crushing it next week.
Woohoo!
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you so much.
No
I look
worries.
forward
Thank
to
you,
being in
Debbie.
touch.
Be in touch, Robin, Debbie.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.